What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to JellyGoonTv. Welcome back to all my beautiful viewers and subscribers, of course. Welcome back to the gorgeous JellyGoon squad. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel if you like these kind of videos. Today, we're going to react to 20 hybrid animals created by scientists you won't believe exist. Now, I'm really into this because it's kind of creepy that people, they do this. They play God and, you know, they do these different things, whatever you believe in, but I think it's kind of crazy that they define what creatures is gonna be on the planet. You know what I mean? Like trying to make these hybrids, and it's just, it's unbelievable, man. But without further ado, we're gonna get into this video. I really hope you enjoy this. If you do, please do subscribe, hit the like button down below, of course, and let's go into it. Let's go. All right, let's go.
Man has begun to play God. Once upon a time, it was only our mighty creator who could design animals. But these days,
that monkey looked creepy, man.
Scientific madmen are getting in on it by smashing together very different animals to create crazy new mashups. Just like a DJ remixing a song, but with genetics. These are 20 hybrid animals created by scientists you won't believe exist.
Let's go, baby. Let's see what it is, man. I'm so scared if it's like a big-ass snake or a big-ass sea monster or some shit like that, because I don't like that. I just don't like that, I swear.
Number 20. The Human Pig Chimera. We've got to be careful about this one because I don't want you going and getting the wrong idea here. This isn't about a pig and human offspring, but rather about a process that showed that humans and pig cells could work together and grows into something special. Now, if you're confused, I'll explain without trying to gross you out too much. You see, in the field of medicine, one of the things that doctors need plenty of, but don't have enough to go around, are human organs.
Organs that are composed mainly of rat cells.
There are people all over the world who need organ transplants, and yet sadly there aren't enough to give, and thus people end up dying. So scientists have been working on ways to try and circumvent that as scientifically as possible. Their theory is that if they could introduce human cells into an animal host, they could grow organs through that animal.
I actually believe that is 100% true, and that could be a possibility that you could grow, because they already do this with mouse. They already grow ears, noses, whatever they do. It's kind of crazy to think that people, they do this, but it's actually would be a breakthrough that people don't have to die in order for you to, you know, get a kidney or something like that, because people, there's not a lot of like brains, kidneys, everything for everybody. So, you know, the rich people are getting whatever they want while the poor people are not getting anything. People are getting kidnapped left and right. And if you could really solve that, I think it would be a great idea, man. I really think so.
Give them to humans. Well, they found out that pigs honestly could do that, as disgusting as it sounds.
It's not disgusting, man. It's science.
They haven't actually been able to grow full organs, but they were able to introduce human cells into pigs, and those cells not only worked, but they actually grew. So
I really hope that people, they do this, because I know it's playing God, but still, you can help a lot of kids, you can help a lot of people, man. It would be a wonderful thing.
If some big changes
I really
are made
believe that,
and organs are able to be reproduced in pigs, this could potentially save a whole lot of lives.
Exactly.
And that's worth being grossed out a little bit, right?
It's not gross.
Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping.
It doesn't really scare me, brother.
Now it's time for the second topic. This truly horrifying image was shared online by a scientist who claims it's genuine and says that he took the photo himself. If his story can be trusted, he's apparently crossed a mouse and a snake to create an all-new creature. He's been asked a bunch of questions.
Yo, that's some creepy shit right there, man.
With people
a mouse is not supposed to be there.
Contact with him. This is the only photo that he's known to have uploaded.
It's not a photo, bro.
Lots of debate and discussion.
Man, that's fake.
As always, comment.
It looks like a painting. It doesn't really look real. It doesn't look real. 100%. That's my opinion. But comment down below what you think. I don't think that picture looked real whatsoever.
Down below,
so
using
yeah.
the hashtag sweet topic, and let us know your opinion in relation to what we just showed you on the screen. Number 19. The Human Z. And if you thought that was a case of weird science, you don't know the half of it. Because you see, you may think that the idea of fusing human beings and other animals together was only a recent kind of thing because
No, it
of
was
the
not.
advancements of
Oh, that's
technology.
creepy. That monkey
However,
looked creepy,
it's
though.
not even close, in fact. People, like mad scientists, have had this idea for decades, and one person even claimed that a scientist in the 1920s was able to make the first ever humanzee by giving human DNA to a female monkey and reproducing a spawn. Now it's time to be grossed
That's creepy.
out. What's more, the person who made this claim about the century-old research project said that the spawn was indeed a live birth. Most hybrid animals are unnatural and die in stillbirth events, which
That is
would
some creepy
obviously
stuff
make this
right
a
there, man.
revolutionary move if it were true. But why do we believe that it's not true? Well, just think about this in non-gross terms. First, it would be a radical thing in all the ways that matter. Second, if the scientist was able to make it work, why didn't they get the credit for it?
Yeah,
or
true.
just as importantly, why didn't they do it again? Not to mention that the person was from Florida.
I just really don't understand why you would experiment on monkeys and make them humans, because we already know that through evolution, monkeys did become humans. They are the only size of us. They are the only, thing that really represents who we are as a people and all that. Imagine, man. That's crazy. But I don't understand why you would do this. But again, scientists are crazy sometimes and they do some crazy stuff, man. This is how it
and we
is.
all know how their minds work. So that's why you don't go and believe everything that you read.
True.
Number 18. Blood parrot cichlid fish. Now, I've already talked about some interesting fusions, but how about one that involves fish? At first,
Fish.
it wouldn't be seen as that bad, but it depends on what's made out of it. In this case, I'm talking about the blood parrot cichlid fish. This creature is produced by crossing the Midas cichlid and the red-headed cichlid, and the blood parrot cichlid's genetic mixture has left the fish with a combination of physical traits that compromise the fish's ability to thrive. Not
Really?
exactly what you were expecting, was it? For example, the blood
That's cute.
parrot has a very
I like it.
tiny mouth, which wouldn't be bad in some cases, but for this fish, it's
What?
so
What
small
are you
that
talking
it
about?
can't even eat what it wants in order to
Really?
survive. And
That's
that's
crazy.
not good. There are
Imagine being born and you can't even survive. So you basically, wow, you're born to die. You don't have a big enough mouth just to eat. That's some crazy stuff right there, man. Life is unfair, man.
or even some activists out there who are trying to get this fish boycotted in the sense that it won't be bred anymore. And more importantly, absolutely not sold at pet shops. But the problem, well, while it may be a fish that can be hard to survive on its own, it's a looker in terms of being a unique fish to behold. What's more, it has a good habit of being a good co-inhabitant of an ecosystem
cute.
of fish, and so people want to keep it around. Either way you look, the blood parrot cichlid fish are proof that if you get into genetic tinkering, it can sometimes lead to very disastrous effects.
So this guy,
Number
okay,
17.
okay.
Killer bees.
Oh, no.
Now, if you need more proof that there are serious used animals, look no further than that of the infamous Africanized bees, aka the killer bees, because these were made to do an honorable thing, but then things went wrong and now they're one of the biggest menaces in the Western Hemisphere.
Nope, I ain't
But
messing
how
with
could
that.
things go so wrong? Well, the killer
Yeah.
bees were a fusion of certain subspecies of bees. The intention of doing this was honey production. Specifically, the bees would be sent to places like Brazil to help with making more honey for them.
It's kind of messed up, though.
Except
You
they
just
didn't
use it for
account
your
for
own
the
gain.
fact that the bees wouldn't react well to the heat of Brazil, in case you didn't know it's really hot there, and thus would not actually make the honey. Then a
Wow.
couple of swarms of bees escaped and made their way from South America to Central America and then to North America, where
Really?
their traits were experienced in the worst of ways.
So they basically messed it all up, the people who made these bees, man. That's some crazy stuff right there. That's when every time it goes wrong, when people, they make this stuff, they just mess up a whole,
These bees don't
you know,
really like
so
to be
it's kind
bothered,
of
ever.
bad.
And when any of them feel threatened, they'll swarm and sting people in order to get them away from them and the hive and so on. This results in many things, which includes death. And these truly are killer bees, and there's stories to prove it. Just remember though, it wasn't a natural thing. Scientists are the ones to blame.
Really?
Number 16.
That's crazy.
Belgian Blue. The Belgian Blue is a very special kind of
Whoa.
cattle that was made via some very selective hybrid breeding. You see,
That mother
some
beef
very
is
special
big.
bulls would be exported from the UK to Belgium during the 19th century, and when that occurred, they began to be put with the rest of the cattle population in order to
Damn,
incite
that's a
some
big-ass
growth
cow.
and improve the nation's
God
population.
damn.
Something that was honestly done in many countries, believe it or not.
That's some
Eventually,
crazy stuff
after
right there,
some
man. Jesus
fine-tuning,
Christ.
if you will, they got a species that put all the others to shame. And
Yeah,
it's
no
known as
no
the
doubt about
Belgian
that, man.
Blue.
That's a big boy right there. Damn, that's a big
The
boy.
reason that this one stands out is because of its girth, or in this case,
Its
the
girth.
muscling.
Really,
it's
bro?
so big that it got the term double
Look
muscle
at that ass,
attached
though.
to it because
Damn.
it's just so bulky. And when it comes to
Mommy
cattle,
got an ass
that's
on her.
honestly what you want. You want a big cattle that has those big
No,
muscles because
think
it
I'm
makes
good.
the meat so much better. Extensive research has shown that Belgian Blues possess a gene that suppresses the production of some chemical I can't pronounce, a protein that normally inhibits muscle growth after a certain point, and thus why it has that double muscling characteristic. It may seem wrong that this kind of thing happened, but trust me when I say that compared to some of the other things that ranchers and farmers do to get the best animals, trying out a new breed is honestly the least offensive.
That's
Mainly
true.
because it's kind of natural, per se.
Yeah, true fact.
Number 15. Spider silk goats.
Oh, no.
Now, so far,
What?
I've seen all sorts of crossbreeding, from animals doing it themselves to others trying to breed unique results. But
That's
what
creepy.
about another example of a hybrid creation with a clear purpose? This time, I'm not talking about organs in other animals, I'm talking about silk. Are you confused? Well, don't worry, because it'll make sense soon, and it's not as odd as you may believe. If you were to be asked what animal could make something tougher than steel, spiders probably wouldn't be your first choice. But it's true. The silk that they
That
use
is
for their
true,
webs
yeah.
can be stronger than steel when woven in the right amounts. The problem is that spiders on their own take a long time to make
Yeah, they
enough
do.
webbing to make this worthwhile, so science decided to speed things up a bit. And
What?
to do that, they needed goats. No, don't get the wrong idea here, it's not that. Rather, the scientists went and infused certain DNA into the goats' bellies so that their milk that they produce would have silk within it. Put that
Really?
in enough goats and get them to make the silk on the regular, and suddenly you have a whole lot of it to use to make tough bandages, body armor, and more. It's all a little bit crazy, but you have to admit it's also a little bit clever.
It is indeed,
Number
man.
14.
100%.
Super ball python.
What?
Sometimes you just have to wonder if people mix certain species of the same animal together just to see what happens, because that's exactly what occurred with the super ball python species. In
That's
fact,
some
they're
crazy
calling it a
shit.
designer species, believe it or not, because scientists are mixing and matching these pythons in terms of genes, all in order to see what new looks they can get out of the ball
Really?
pythons. But while some are going to be happy with the fashionable snakes, there's a cost to all of it, and I'm not talking monetary. You see, it took years to get a pack of baby ball pythons to be born, and even then they ended up struggling. This is because of the simple fact that though you can mix the various species of animals, it doesn't mean that you should. Sometimes
exactly.
gene splicing just doesn't work out, and the animals die off because they aren't as advanced as they need to be to
True
survive.
fact, true fact.
All
So
of
not
that being
everything you
said,
can do with-
study of the super ball python does state that it does have certain advantages over its parents, which includes having a wider diet and reproducing at an earlier age. Still,
Really?
you just have to wonder if these designer snakes are really a good idea at all. Number 13. Zebroids.
Seabroids.
Now I'm getting back into
What?
weird.
Yo, there's some weird ass animals that I don't understand why they do it though. I don't understand why they're trying to do certain animals. I can understand if it's for material reasons, so we're trying to make the world a better place. But This right here, I have no
territory of
idea what
hybrid
they're doing,
animals,
man. It makes
because
no
the
sense
name
to me.
Zebroids just isn't one animal. It's actually a group name for any animal that
Really?
came from a zebra in part. For example, there's the zorse, which happens if you mix a male zebra and a female horse, because of course you'd name it a zorse, of course.
That's
It makes
weird.
perfect sense.
Yeah, it does,
And as
actually.
you can see, it very much looks like a hybrid
It's
animal you
weird.
would expect,
Why?
because it looks like the perfect fusion of a zebra and a horse. It has the body type of a horse with the stripes of the zebra, but the coloring of the horse as well.
Some things people, they just do like
What's
cars,
more,
right?
it's
Just
been
to,
noted that the zorse is
to
one
pimp
to
their
have certain
rides.
resistances that are found in zebras. But why does all of that matter? Well, that means that despite being part horse, it's actually better suited for certain things that would heavily have affected a regular horse. In this case, the fusing actually does some good. But if I'm being
Really?
honest, it's just weird to look
Yeah,
at.
it is.
It's hard to rationalize that kind of fusing.
It's really
and though it
weird.
does make something unique, is it all really worth it? And you'd
I don't
have
know,
to
it depends
imagine
on
it
what's
wasn't
going
easy
on.
to get these animals together in the first place, but life just finds a way, right?
yeah, I guess.
Number 12.
I don't know what's good and bad.
The
I'm not a
liger.
science.
Now I'm going to talk about a fusion that
Man.
absolutely works in the best of ways possible. Of course, the legendary liger. This is one of the big cats, and as the name suggests, it's what happens when you mix a male lion and a female tiger, though technically the reverse also works. The result of that fusion is a very massive beast that's honestly bigger than both of its parents by a wide margin. And if you don't believe me, well, the average liger is about 12 feet long. They're also really heavy creatures, but that doesn't stop them from running over 30 miles per hour on the ground.
And can you believe anything this big can run 35 miles an hour?
No.
They're
And I'm not gonna
truly
find
fierce
out.
predators, no doubt.
This is what I hate about people like this, okay? I know they're about to go instinct and all that stuff, but there's a reason why they go instinct, right? If you can't survive, it's bad for you. You gotta go. You know what I mean? But us humans, we always trying to survive everything. We trying to help everything. We trying to do everything. Just let Mother Nature go its course. There's a reason why these bees are gonna die. There's a reason why tigers die. There's a lot of reason why these things. Look, I could go to nature and I could be, fucked up by a tiger or something like that. I don't want to do that. I don't understand why people, they do this stuff like they think they are into tigers. They think they are with the tigers. They think they are families and cats and all this stuff. This motherfucker is a survivor. He's the king of the jungle. He would eat your ass if he wants to and he gets mad. You know what I mean? Like, there's no survival of this. That's why I don't get sad when people, they get eaten by lions or tigers when they think that they are pets. I just don't get sad for them. Oh, I didn't expect him to eat. Well, what the fuck you think it is? It's a tiger and a lion, man. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Of course they're gonna eat when they get mad, man. I don't understand these people, and I
catch
think
with
they're
it all,
fucking
though, is
stupid.
that there are only a handful
really
of these
do.
ligers in the world. and
Why
for
would you have this
reasons
as a
that you
pet?
could
It's not a pet,
probably
bro.
guess. That's right.
That's
These
creepy.
are natural, but not abundant. In fact, they're usually born on accident. That's what they all say, right? Or
Yeah,
because
true.
humans wanted a liger. So you're not likely to just see them in the wild, but that doesn't mean it's not cool when you do. For example, at one zoo, there's a liger named Hercules, and this particular liger is the biggest of the bunch and holds the world record. So long live the liger. Number 11, Beefalo. This next
Beefalo.
one's going to be a little bit hard to talk
Oh.
about because the beefalo, as it is known, is absolutely a creature that's bred with purpose,
big.
and that purpose is to be killed for its meat. It's yummy, tender, delicious, satisfying meat. Farmers mix a domesticated bull with a female American bison, and once they've bred, the beefalo is born, and it's honestly able to make its own offspring. Something that doesn't always happen naturally.
I actually think it's
with
also a good
newly bred
working
creatures.
thing.
And that
I think in Thailand they use these buffalo things to, move things, move everything. And trust me, they are big. They are freaking huge, man. Me and my wife, we drive on the Iceland, right? We've been on vacation on the Iceland, right? And we drove by. First of all, I thought this motherfucker was a statue, okay? I thought it was something just to, get the tourists wilding up and shit like that, because that motherfucker was staring at me. A buffalo, a big ass, huge ass, motherfucking big ass buffalo, right? And I was like, nah, it's not real. It's not real. So my wife keep driving. I'm like, did you see that animal? You think it's real? She said that I don't think it's real. I said, motherfucker blinked at me. I think he's real. Coming back from the grocery, we saw this motherfucker move, and he looked at me like he wanted to beat my ass. You know, there's certain things that I don't do if I see dangers. I don't search it, and I don't go up and say, oh, it's a buffalo. No. You have any idea how big that fucking animal is? I'm not going nowhere near it. I'm not gonna fuck with it. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm not gonna cuddle with it. I'm not gonna do a goddamn thing other than just get the fuck out of its way, okay? I'm not gonna fuck with a buffalo. I'm not gonna fuck with any animals. I'm just gonna get away. It's not cute. It's not nice. I'm not here. Goodbye. Have a nice day. I was scared as shit. I promise you, they are big. Like really big, man. Like this motherfucker right here.
But
it's
as
crazy.
Noted, the main highlight of the beefalo is that they're able to produce much more beef overall than regular cattle.
Really? That's awesome. Yeah, I see that. Oh, big
Not to
guy.
mention that they have the genes within them to make better meat. They produce leaner, more flavorful meat like bison, but are more docile and easier to raise like domestic cattle. And as you can guess, there are some who are not exactly happy about this for the right reasons, because farmers essentially made a new species of animal just to murder them, all for the purpose.
Listen up, motherfucker. If you're one of those vegan ass people who is against animal killing and animal eating, look, motherfucker. We are in Mother Nature. Mother Nature does not discriminate. The toughest ones wins, okay? We can capture these animals and we're gonna do it. We're gonna eat them. That's just how life is, sugar babes. If you don't like it, get the hell out of here. Now, again, I just want to come to defense for the vegans and for all these activists and all that. Of course, farmers have to treat the animals right. They have to give them all the freedom. They have all this stuff. I understand that you breed something to kill, but that's the whole reason why you live, why you're a farmer. You have to do this thing to get money. That's 100. That's number one, right? We need food in the world, and that's just how it is. I'm not gonna go vegan. Billions of people are not gonna go vegan, and that's just how it's gonna be. So shut your crying baby up and fight for the animal's cause, of course, that they have it better before they get killed. You know,
So
I agree with
more
that.
money
but
and having more products to sell.
I love meat,
It's
man.
a
I love
slippery
it.
slope, and not the only cattle animal to fall into that category, which is why crossbreeding is so controversial in the eyes of many in the world.
Of course.
Where does one draw the line? Number 10. The Pizzly Bear.
When you draw the line is when you make disgusting ass animals who can kill you instantly. That's where you cross
Fair.
the line.
Now
That's 100%.
we'll go to the obvious. A stupid name for a bear. That's right, it's a fusion between a polar bear and a grizzly bear, but
Why?
you couldn't come up with a better fusion name than that? How about the Priz? That sounds so much better than what you
true.
guys are offering. Can we all vote on this? We demand the
This
name
guy's
change.
cute, right?
And while we're
He
collecting
will
the
kill you
votes, we'll talk
instantly.
about the soon-to-be name
mess
changed
with
bear
bears.
known as the Pizzly Bear. Because here's a big
The
twist for you.
Pizzly bear. Whoa.
This is a bear
It's cute.
species that happened naturally on its own, and it may have been in response to climate change. You see, polar bears are of course known for living in harsh winter climates, grizzly bears prefer forest areas, and the polar bears have been moving south while the grizzly bears have been going north. And when they mate, the new bears are actually able to handle the weather conditions much easier.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a new type of bear that's more...
And that's how nature goes. That is exactly what nature does. Now, people, us humans, we trying to survive all the time. We're trying to save all animals and shit like that because we're scared that the cycles of the earth will be destroyed and blah, 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 blah. But again, you see, animals are going to survive on their own, and those who die, it's just going to die. There's 10,000 every year of species who dies. It doesn't really matter because that's Mother Nature. If we are going to die, Mother Nature going to say, well, you die, bye, have a nice life. You know what I mean? So it's bullshit that human beings are always trying to save everything. We are so selfish. We cannot look at Mother Nature and think, okay, maybe that animal is going to die for a reason because the whole thing is going to switch, right? The Ice Age was here before. It's not here anymore. It's probably going to come back, right? That's how Mother Nature works, and then the polar bears are probably going to come back. That's just what I'm saying, man. So annoying when people, they trying to save everybody.
Now, if only humans could help stop climate change somehow. No.
But the problem is climate change will always come no matter what. Of course, we accelerated it so much that it's going to happen. But again, we are not going to die. Everybody on Earth is not going to die because of the system changing, man. It's been before and it's gonna happen, but we accelerated, of course, with the way we do it. I don't know, I'm not into it, so I really don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm just saying I don't know. I'm not into all that science, that these beautiful, beautiful science they are. And the climate change is gonna happen naturally, but we just speed it up. And people are still gonna survive no matter what happens. Like, stop. It's just crazy.
Number 9.
But if volcanoes, they grow.
Geep.
God,
That's right, another dumb name. Do you realize that we don't have to just fuse the original animal names together? We could come up with something new.
Yeah, true.
In Ireland, a farmer found out that a goat wanted to get with one of his sheep. He admitted that he had no idea what was happening until there was the Geep. Seriously, what a dumb name. The farmer had never seen anything like that before, and added that his family had been involved in sheep farming for generations. It goes to show that the animal kingdom's able to have some surprises for you.
Indeed.
Just as important was that the Geep was not only healthy after being born, but could very easily see the effects of mixed genes that it had.
Really?
For example, it was born at the same time as other lambs, however the Geep was much faster. As a whole, it's rare and usually dies out young, so this is something truly special to behold.
They are so cute.
Number 8. The Kama.
The Kama.
The Kama is a very special animal because it's a very odd fusion between a camel and a llama.
Oh, camel, sorry.
But do I need to say it?
Oh, yeah.
No, not the name. It gets a pass. But what in the world was somebody thinking in regards to trying to fuse a camel and a llama together? Did they just wake up one day and go, oh, I know, I should go and get a llama and a camel today.
Yeah, true.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
No, it's really not. I say that because the first Kama was introduced into the world in 1995, but she was the only one that survived. It took another 13 years and quote-unquote better breeding
That's funny.
for the next 3 to be born. So, as of 2008, there are only 4 of these creatures on Earth. Even the team behind the animal admitted that it was difficult to breed, and that should have been a hint that you shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Yeah, true.
Number 7. The Mule. Now, I know you didn't see this one coming because so far I've talked about fusion animals that honestly seem unnatural and ones that are questionable in purpose, but in truth, there have been fused animals living alongside us for a very long time. One of them is indeed the mule.
The mule, yeah.
Because the mule's a fusion between a horse and a donkey, the results are very hardy and an animal that can carry heavy loads.
It looks like a mule looks like two cousins breeded each other, and that's the result that came out, man. It looks like something from Texas, man. Like, seriously, it looks like two cousins just got together and had a little party time, and then a baby came out, you know? Like, it really looks Texas.
And go long distances without getting tired.
Stupid.
But what's so interesting about this particular hybrid is that it's the oldest one that anyone knows about. It can be proven as well, as they were originally created in Turkey and were used in Egypt around 3000 BC. Even back then, animal hybrids had been a topic of desire for humans, and in this case, they absolutely got the combination correct. Donkeys have been used for generations, and even now, with modern technology, they still have purpose. So sometimes, it does seem to work out to make these hybrids. Number 6. Kai Wolf.
There's a coyote and a wolf.
It's actually the name of a fusion between a wolf and a coyote. And before you rage against the machine and shout, what idiot human had this idea? It wasn't a human creation at all.
Really?
Which honestly makes it a bit more terrifying.
Yeah,
because
true
you see,
fact.
in certain areas of the world, coyotes and wolves are meeting up and breeding, and the
Really?
wolves that they make as a
Two gangs meeting each other and fucking. That's
result
awesome.
of that
Good.
are a bit,
We don't need that.
more intense than anyone would prefer. Because according to experts, they have the instincts of wolves and the desire to hunt in packs, and yet they have the fearlessness of the coyote.
Yeah, the
especially
coyote
when
is
it comes
fearless,
to
man.
being
The coyote is
fearless
annoying.
around humans and their homes. As one would put it, we're seeing an evolution in action. And
Yeah, true
evolution
fact,
is
true
breeding
fact.
an even fiercer canine than before.
Yeah.
Number 5. The Cheeto.
It's
Now,
a
they
cheetah,
weren't even
right? Yeah,
trying
it's a
with this
cheetah,
one,
the
were
cat,
they?
I guess.
Did they
Cheeto.
realize that they were just one letter away from calling the cat in question an orange-covered snack food? I hope that wasn't the goal, but the
Cheetos.
breeders, you just never know.
That's crazy,
yes,
man.
This particular cat
Why
was
would you
one
even
of
do that?
many
I don't
that
understand.
were made by
Like,
cat breeders.
nah.
Because
There's
for
something
one
that doesn't
reason
make
or another,
sense.
breeders love to take certain types of cats and make a very exotic-looking specimen for people to own.
Stupid.
It's a very big market, believe it or not, and the results are at times quite striking. In the case of the Cheeto, it's a fusion of an Osicat and the Bengal cat,
Nah, I'm
not the
good.
Bengal tiger. But could you just imagine? Actually, don't imagine. That's really terrifying and disgusting.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're curious, the Cheeto was thought up by Carol Dryman. She was hoping to create a new feline that would display the physical characteristics of a wild cat. And
Yeah,
the
because that's smart.
gentleness of
That
a
is so smart.
domesticated
We
house
need
cat.
that in the-
It worked, and she's been making them ever since.
I hate this bitch.
Number 4, the Jaglion.
That's a jaguar and
The
a lion.
Jaglion is a fusion between the jaguar and the lion, but come on, man. Think of a cooler name to pay homage to these big cats.
Jaguar.
It should also be noted that the Jaglions are yet another
Jaglions.
example of a very rare breed
That's
of
a nice
animal
name right there. I
because
can respect
there are
that.
less than a handful of them in the entire world. At one point, there were only 2. And they were both in zoos. Now you may think this is another forced breeding, but apparently that wasn't the case for the
Really?
originals. According
Nice.
to those in the zoo, the male jaguar and the female lion were raised together.
That is a
and were
creepy
thus
beast right there. That is
inseparable.
100%
Still,
creepy right
even
there. I
with
don't
that,
like.
it's fair
Imagine meeting that motherfucker out in the wild,
to
man.
say
That's
that
what.
this isn't a
Man, that's the
truly
reason why I don't go
natural
to
hybrid,
nature.
And you shouldn't expect this to become a full-on species anytime soon. Number 3. Pomsky dog. Remember when I talked about those designer snakes and then those cats that were bred to be exotic? Well, it happens with dogs as well, and the
Really?
Pomsky dog is a great example. This is a cross between the Siberian Husky and the Pomeranian. This
Really?
designer dog
Aw.
technically isn't a new breed
Cute.
because it's a mixture between 2 different confirmed dog breeds. Yeah, there are rules to this thing apparently, but the reason they're getting made more
Man,
and
that's
more
young.
is because
That's a
people
young
are
age
seeing
right
them
there, man. Why
online
would you do
and
that,
are
bro?
entranced
Relax,
by their
little cuz.
looks, which I believe people would do.
This
The
is
catch
creepy.
with the Pomsky is that what they'll look like is honestly very random. At times, they could look like huskies or wolves, and at other times, they resemble the Pomeranian side a whole lot more. It's honestly a coin toss. That also goes for how big they might get, so while they are photogenic in the eyes of many, you
It's
might
just
want
random.
to
It's
think
like playing the
about it a
lotto.
bit before
That's
going
crazy.
and getting one. Number 2. Donkra. Sometimes you have to wonder what in the freaking heck is
Donkra.
going on with some of these hybrids.
true
because
fact.
here's another one that happened in a zoo. A Chinese zoo, in fact, and it's
Chinese?
something. Meet the Donkra, which is apparently the mixture of a male donkey and a female zebra. I wish that I was making this up, but
What?
I'm not, and that's
Man.
the problem. I'm not really too
What?
sure
That's
what
crazy.
to make of this thing.
These
First
zebras,
off, it
man, they
does
out
look
here
like a hybrid,
terrorizing
so
all the
it's got that
families,
going
man.
for it. But aside from
They out
that,
here fucking
do
the girls,
I
man.
really want this to be a true species? It's unclear if
I
it
don't
was
know.
a natural thing based on the species involved. That would seem to be a great bet, but even if it wasn't, it's still weird. There were some
It is,
complications at the animal's birth, but apparently it got better over time. This is definitely a rare creature, and I'd be shocked if it happened again.
I don't think so.
Number 1. The Wolfen.
It's a
You
wolf
didn't
and a
think I'd
dolphin.
get back to the ocean, did you?
What?
Oh, ye of little faith in water. But we're ending our list with something truly odd, the Wolfen.
What is the wolfin?
This animal's made by crossbreeding the bottlenose dolphin and a false killer whale, which is quite a pair. And at first would seem kind of random, right?
What?
However, there are some methods behind this clear madness. You see, they both live in tropical waters, and their species are known to congregate together in certain ways. And apparently, that's enough for them to be able to mate. What
That's
a world
awesome, I
we
guess.
live in.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's where things get
That
really
guy's running,
odd.
man, running from
Not
the police.
That they weren't odd before, mind you, because there are some who have said that they've seen the Wolfens in the wild,
Yeah, no.
which would be interesting because they're very rare, as you can imagine. However, there's no proof of this, and currently the only confirmed dolphins in the world are at zoos.
Really?
Still though, feel free to keep your eyes open for this unique species.
Okay,
What did you
I guess.
think of this look at all the hybrids of the world that
Man, that's just crazy, man. I gotta say, man, I don't like the way that this idea goes, that everybody could just make whatever they want to do. I think there has to be rules for it. I think we have to relax, not playing God too much, because this can really, really get out of hand soon, man. Imagine different spiders get born in this. Hell no, man. Big ass spiders like coming through your door, knocking your door in, trying to eat you alive. I ain't messing with that stuff, man. I ain't messing with that stuff. But I'm thinking about the horror movies. I'm thinking about all the, all these movies. But I guess if it's resources that we need and other ways that we can attract things that is not good for nature or not good for certain animal or something like that, we can make a better part of it. I think that's a very general good idea. But do I agree with this? Not really. I don't see why half of the things are gonna be like. I don't understand why they breed different things just to get a look like as a mechanic look in a car. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy to me, and it doesn't make sense, and I think it's stupid. But that's my opinion. Anyway, guys and girls, if you like this video, please hit the like button down below. Please do subscribe. Hit the notification button if you really want to support. Also, please do comment down below what you think about this. Do you think it's okay that people, they hybrid these animals and all that stuff? I think the first one is good enough with the human organs and all that, because it really helps a lot of kids that has a disease they cannot do anything about, and they really want to live their life, but there is no point in getting a kidney or anything like that. So I really think that's important to, get those kind of things. But yeah, anyway, guys and girls, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it a lot, and I'm gonna see you until the next one. Peace.